What can I say? Sometimes it's easier that way. And what can I do?
Well, Dale?
The Dark Knight.
Nice.
Oh, Chris Nolan.
Yes.
Dark Knight.
Nice.
This is one where
He's Batman.
this is one where the second part, another one where the second part was the best.
I like Tim Burton's Batman a tiny bit better. But no, Dark Knight's a great movie.
Must be the cats upstairs.
Must be
Something, I don't know. I live in an old house and there's so many creaks and cracks in here that sometimes we get mice, we gotta...
Yeah, I know. In my house, when I hear that sort of thing, it's a mouse scurrying.
That's probably what that is. We'll have to get a trap out.
That sounds a bit heavy to me. A bit heavy and big.
You never know. The scurrying, yeah, it makes weird noises.
I don't know, maybe it's a monster.
Oh, this thought was a cat.
Live videos, everybody!
Yes.
Jeremy?
Well, I'll hold off on the other one that I saw with my grandpa because you reminded me of a movie again.
Hooray!
Equilibrium.
Nice.
Okay.
You got some good choices here.
Also stars Christian Bale.
Yep.
Probably the first time I heard of Christian Bale. And I learned to love Christian Bale because of it. I loved Equilibrium. That said, there are a lot of plot holes, but it's just a fun movie.
It is. That's gun kata, right? I love gun kata. That's
Yes.
such a dumb idea. That is just amazing.
Yep, that's what it was.
I thought that's what it was.
Did you happen to catch him in The Prestige?
No.
Prestige is actually pretty good.
Yeah, you should. It's a very good movie.
My favorite Christian Bale movie is The Machinist. And it's amazing that, like, he was Batman, and he was like 280 pounds, and he dropped down to like 150 for The Machinist because he plays an insomniac, and then bulked back up for back up to the Dark Knight. Like,
I thought he did The Machinist before he did the Batman movies.
It did between Batman Begins and Dark Knight,
Oh.
because he lost a lot of weight for Machinist and then bulked back up for Dark Knight.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's one of those method actors who lives whatever role.
And he's
takes
gonna
on.
die in 5 years because of what he puts his body through.
No.
Here's the funny thing about Christian Bale. In spite of him being in an extremely large amount of popular movies, I have seen one.
Equilibrium?
Equilibrium.
Alright, I guess it's me. Loose-skidoo. 2003, Robert Parigi's Love Object. I'm gonna state the premise of this movie, and it's only 84 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. I have the times on here because I wanted to make a point about you can make a good movie under 2 hours, Marvel. It is a movie about a guy who becomes dangerously obsessed with his sex doll. With his, what the hell are those really... Real doll.
Real doll.
He becomes dangerously obsessed with his real doll. That is the premise of the movie, and it is so fucking scary.
Well, speaking of love objects, Toy Story 3.
Is that a movie about a real doll too?
I'm pretty sure one of them appears in the movie somewhere if you look hard enough. It had a touching end to the franchise until they inevitably make the next one, which I believe they're working on.
They are.
So
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be released next year.
Yeah,
But,
it is.
Because Disney's going ham.
But like,
this
it ends,
next year.
as far as I know, it ends Andy's saga. So they'll continue with the toys and do stuff that's not involving Andy.
I think it would be interesting to do a Toy Story movie that doesn't follow Woody and Buzz.
That would be interesting, but you know that wasn't gonna ever
I
happen.
know it's not going to happen.
Well, if they do that, then they can't sell more Woody and Buzz action figures.
that is true.
Yeah, marketing!
They have new characters to sell.
Yeah, no one cares about them.
You're right.
I don't know. They did the TV special, the Toy Story That Time Forgot. I think they sold a lot of Trixie the dinosaur. After
That one's
one.
really good. I like Toy Story of Terror.
That
one's
one's
really
good,
good
too.
too.
Anyway,
Dale.
moving
Toy
on.
Story is good.
Yeah.
Well, after The Dark Knight, of course, Batman Begins.
You got then.
Batman Begins' major problem, other than the plot hole of the poison fear gas and how it works, is the action scenes are shot too claustrophobic. it is hard to tell with some of the fights or what's going on. And I think he learned that in Batman Begins, because all the fight scenes in Dark Knight are pulled out, so you can actually see the fight. But the thing is, it's like, okay, he puts the poison in the water supply, and it's like, okay, well, it has to be vaporized. I'm like, no one in this city's boiled water or used a dehumidifier? Because wouldn't that cause the fear gas vapors too?
Gotta make my spaghetti. Oh God, what am I seeing?
Spaghetti monster! Thus Pastafarianism was born. No, it's a good movie. And I am a huge, I'm gonna pronounce it. The guy who was in 28 Days Later, Cillian Murphy?
Yeah,
the guy who plays Scarecrow?
Yeah.
Who was in... Yeah, I'm a huge fan of him. He was the saving grace of the movie Red Eye. That scratching's my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
And besides, Liam Neeson as a ninja master. How can you lose?
Well, that was the point of Taken, wasn't it?
Didn't you love the scene where they were sliding on the ice while sword fighting?
Yes, I did. I also love the fact that Batman just murders Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
I don't have to save you. Technicality, moral high ground.
Yeah, right, I guess.
Jeremy.
So
Oh, story time then, huh?
another one that I've saw with my grandfather, and that's probably the main reason it's on this list. In spite of it, I think it's pretty good, but Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events
Ah,
with Jim Carrey.
series of unfortunate events. Yep.
In one of his best roles because Jim Carrey gets to be what he is, a living cartoon.
Yeah. Yep.
Multiple
Well,
roles.
it's
No
hard
matter-
to beat the mask for that. But,
No matter how bad a movie is, you never have to justify it at the round table. Well, I mean, you do, but just never feel bad about what you like, Jeremy.
I don't.
Because if somebody's like, that movie sucks, you say, you got something here you can suck. My fist!
That was a good line. Suck my fist.
My turn?
Yes.
We're gonna get those terrorists.
Okay, it's a 2004 movie by Steve Kuden, who just wrote a bunch of kids' cartoons. It's a movie called Lucky. It is a movie about a struggling writer who finds a telepathic corgi who tells him to kill so he can eat the women he kills to get the inspiration to write the stories that made the guy a lot of money.
You know, for kids.
No, not for kids.
I know, but written by somebody who read stuff for a bunch of kids.
Yes, it is. It's crazy. 83 minutes. So once again, it's Summer State's welcome. It is a comedy. It has horror elements, but it is ultimately meant to be funny.
Kind of like eating Raoul.
Yes, liking him. Oh, the funniest scene is where he's having a dark fantasy, and he has his at the time girlfriend tied to a bed, and they're having a very, very casual conversation of the ways he's going to maim and torture her and cut her into pieces and spread her body all over the town.
Oh boy.
It is hilarious in a very dark way. That's my dog.
Dog's
and
fighting with the cat.
my dog and cat are determining who the alpha is.
We know who it is. It's the cat.
They're
It's
not
always the
fighting
cat.
as much as arguing.
But that. Speaking of funny in a dark way, the 90s Addams Family.
First one or second?
The first one. Addams
Oh,
Family, not
okay.
Addams Family Values.
Is this where the world got introduced to Christina Ricci?
As Wednesday,
As
yes.
Wednesday Addams?
Yeah.
I thought Beetlejuice did that.
I think that was someone else.
Hey, shush. Leave the cat alone, dummy.
Yeah, just sit somewhere and shut up.
Our black lab keeps getting her butt kicked by our 8-pound
But
cats.
I felt that the 90s Addams Family perfected the formula of the Addams Family. Because they had the old comics, they had the nice macabre humor. And it just, they made it edgier for the 90s just enough. They didn't overdo it, and Lord knows in the 90s they could have.
No.
The definition of 90s was overdoing it.
But they tweaked it just enough to be dark and intense, but still possible as people.
And
Yeah.
also, Morticia Adams.
Yes, significantly hot, yes.
We call her a
But-
tomato.
Mater. Yeah, anyway, but the hottest character in the entire movie was, say it with me, Cousin
Cousin
It.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with all that prosthetic, you know.
Dale?
Well, in keeping with the superhero theme, Captain America.
The
First Avenger?
Yes. Face it, that was a World War II movie with superhero overtones.
Yeah, it was a war movie.
And it was a very well done one too.
Well, you know, when
Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Oh,
Yeah. Right, that was fun.
unless you're playing a bomb with some ice, or bring no Spud, you're the Spider-Man.
I just want more pictures of him.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
He's a menace.
He's a menace.
Well, I mean, he stole America's greatest patriot shield. What kind of hero would do that?
That should be considered a war crime.
Treason! That is treason! Jeremy?
Okay, I'll go with it. Taken. I like Taken. I didn't see it in theaters, but I got to see it on. I didn't see a lot in theaters.
That's fair.
But when you saw it, you were taken with Taken.
Throat chop! Throat chop! Throat chop! Liam Neeson makes good use of the throat chop.
I don't know who you are. But I don't know. I will find you, and I will kill you.
You've taken my You've taken my spatula. It's not my favorite. It was a pretty nice spatula. I got it for Christmas one year. Leave the spatula now. That's Taken 47.
Yeah.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
Yep.
Leave a message after the beep.
I wish that was Liam Neeson.
It bloody should be.
That's what he recorded for other people to use. He may have it. Who knows?
Alright, number 18. 2006. Alfonso Cuarón.
Foreign name.
Yes. Children of Men.
If you want your pretentious horror
Yeah,
movies,
well.
he's the guy to ask.
I am the guy to ask. It is a thriller about for 18 years. In the book, it was male, but they changed it to female in the movie, which I didn't like. But fertility rates in humanity had dropped to 0%. No children had been born for 18 years, and then they find the world's first pregnant woman in 18 years. So, of course, all the vying factions want her for political reasons,
Yeah.
and it's up to Clive Owen to get her to a research facility so they can be like, hey, maybe this infertility rate, which will doom humanity, can be reversed. And what I love about this movie is one baby being born, one pregnant woman will not save humanity, but it treats such a small victory like a big deal. And I feel like in the political climate we've had in, let's see, Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Reagan, yeah, a long time, we kind of need small victories.
Okay. Well, speaking of a small victory being blown way out of proportion, Star Wars: A New Hope.
That's low, really.
It is the only Star Wars movie on my list.
Really?
And I do hold A New Hope higher than all of the others.
That's surprising. Most people talk about Return. Is that the one that most people...
Empire, I think, is the one they keep
Empire
going on.
Strikes Back is the one everybody seems to love for some reason.
So yeah,
I
that's-
preferred A New Hope. Self-contained story. Like, we've covered that before. It touched on the Force and the whole Jedi thing, but only a little bit, and wasn't up its own butt with pretentiousness about it. Like a lot of the older, newer Star Wars movies, where it's like, here's only Jedi, watch Jedi.
stole from Akira Kurosawa. And if you're gonna steal from a director, you steal from Kurosawa.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
It was, your first impressions with a lot of these characters I felt were the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
You really felt Han when you first met Han. Yeah, they really... It's like, yeah, I have the new hope, and... But anyway, as for the small victory thing, when you really think about it, them destroying the Death Star was not that big a deal.
Well,
they saved themselves. It's important to them.
if you look at the entire series, the Death of the Empire just built another one.
Yeah, they did.
We blew up your Doomsday device. Okay, we got another one in the works. So yeah, small victory.
Yeah.
It didn't even have to be completed in order to work.
Yeah.
I believe that, I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was a quote about it. Why build one? We can just build two for twice the price.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, well, moving
Contact.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, and again, superhero theme. The original Iron Man. Because it had such a great story arc about his Tony Stark's fall and redemption.
Actually, I believe the first roundtable discussion we had was about that movie.
Well, it was about Tony Stark,
It was about Tony Stark and his arc and fall.
which is where you actually made me see that instead of just loving it about the character.
But the character is awesome, and Jeff Bridges' Obadiah Stane is great.
Very true.
Jeremy.
Start doing other things now. Let's see. Lady and the Tramp. Old children's.
Yep.
From my childhood. Just ripped straight from my childhood.
That is a movie that my kids, who are 3 now, they enjoy. So it is clearly a timeless classic.
It got me interested in canine romance.
It got me interested in spaghetti kisses.
Basically the same joke, just told different ways.
Well, most Disney animated are timeless.
Yeah.
I agree.
There was the guy who did the voice of the main bad guy in Hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
He did the role because he said he wanted that movie immortality.
I don't know if it's on anyone's list, but if you ever get a chance, the guy who sang Chocolate Rain does a cover of Hellfire. So I'm going to say this, if they ever make a live action Hunchback, they need to get the guy who did Chocolate Rain, because it is a great cover of Hellfire.
I'll have to listen to that.
It
because
is really good.
I knew he's pretty good.
Speaking of covers of Hellfire, I saw another one that I absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a girl who covered it.
You
She
can
didn't
make
have
Judge
to, girl.
Strello a female.
And first off, she didn't change Esmeralda's gender. I don't remember if she changed gender of herself at the beginning. But she didn't change Esmeralda, the gender of the one that she was seeking with Hellfire.
Mm-hmm.
But she had an amazing voice and sung it wonderfully. Also, it's probably one of the best villain songs I've ever heard.
It's a great villain song.
It is a good song. That's another one we'll have to do a round table on at one point.
Yep. Okay, let me roll my paper down here.
You're gonna roll your paper down. They won't. Oh, I don't know.
1979, Ridley Scott, Alien.
Oh yes.
The slasher movie in space. I love how analog and almost out of date, even in 1970s, their ship is. It really does just look like a built, because they're cargo hauling, right? Or are they mining?
Yes.
I don't remember.
I think they were miners. They were hauling ore back
So it
there.
does look like a corporation's just like, what can we build cheap that will just get done, what needs done without any, big thing. And also, Ellen Ripley is one of the greatest female characters of all time because she's not an action lady. The sequels are Aliens isn't bad. I think Alien is better. But like 3 and Resurrection and all this crap, Ellen Ripley goes from desperate space trucker in over her head but still managed to survive to like action super soldier, and it's just not as interesting. But yeah, Alien. Ridley Scott.
Okay, well, I'm going to be going into other
Mm-hmm.
weirdness, I
Mhm.
suppose. Coraline.
Liked Coraline.
Coraline is like, went from aliens to dreamscapes here, sort of thing. I'd like to think it had a moral to it. Though it wasn't
Be-
forced to alien. Be grateful for
be
what you
grateful
have.
for what you have.
And, you know, maybe things are not at nearly as bad as you think it
It's
is.
so sharp you won't even feel it.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah. The Beldam, a very interesting creature.
Yep.
Possibly the same species as it, but that's a theory.
Yeah, why not? Connective tissue, right?
Feeding off of different emotions, but
Mhm.
still feeding off of emotions. But anyway, that was a film theory, and that we don't rip off Matt Pat here.
Except for when we do.
Yeah. All right.
I
Yes.
don't care if he said anything about it. Then hey, we'll get thousands of.
No, we were just talking about being a film theory. I don't think he's actually made the connective tissue between it and Coraline.
No, that was. Well,
Oh,
No,
did he?
that's what somebody was saying. I was saying if he even mentions the channel, we'll get thousands of hits.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he did do
Oh.
that episode.
That is the okay. I did not realize he did that.
Okay. And last superhero one for a while here, but Batman, '89.
The Tim
Michael
Burton.
Keaton, yeah.
Okay.
I liked how Michael Keaton was able to disguise his voice without any silliness.
He didn't have to do. I prefer the. I prefer the '70s Batman movie. Batman.
My kid made me listen to the theme song for 20 minutes straight on a loop a couple weeks ago.
Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Which I swear, if I was still reviewing, I should track down that clip.
Yeah.
So if I run into something really bad, I just have him go, sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Jack Nicholson's the best Joker.
pretty good
I
Joker.
Bar
understand
none.
that.
Bar none.
Oh yeah, the Tim Burton Batman, he did the mood extremely well.
I agree.
Now, because I didn't want to write down my list because I was fairly certain I wouldn't even get 25 out of it, but they're just coming to me as I go.
I found it was ridiculously easy to get to 25.
I found
You've
it was...
also seen a lot of movies.
That's true. I found it was ridiculously hard to get down to 25.
Narrowing it down was
Yeah,
hard.
that.
You guys watch movies in your downtime. I play games.
That's true.
Fair enough.
And watch anime.
Yeah.
I could do a lot of anime movies, but yeah.
Okay, do
I
anime
will-
movies.
I
There's
know.
nothing wrong with anime movies.
Yeah, I will be right back. Continue.
Okay.
But I'm going to put Lego Movie here.
Sweet, Lego movie. The best version of Batman.
Oh yeah.
Truthfully, I think the Lego movie and the Batman Lego movie really did capture the spirit of what Batman would probably actually be like. You know, self-centered, loner. And then at the end of the Batman Lego movie, he learned something about himself. Just like
Yeah.
Emmett learned something and Will Smith is the villain of Lego movie! What? No, not Will Smith. Will Ferrell. Wrong
Yeah.
Will.
Will Ferrell.
I am slightly tired, you guys. I have had a long weekend of children's Christmas parties, so you'll excuse me if I slip a couple times. Anyway, Will Ferrell's the villain of Lego Movie. What? How did that happen? How did I not notice?
Lego movie was good.
Lego Movie was...
Yeah.
I think there's one more gallons of water in here.
Yeah.
Alright. Because it looked like you were going after water, and I wasn't sure if we had any more on the...
Yeah, you've got some.
Well, I didn't know if we had any more up there.
No.
Okay. Live.
Everything is awesome.
Alright, I'm gonna go down a list. This I'm feeling is probably gonna be repeated a couple more times. I don't think it was on my wife's list. Well, this is going in the trash. Princess Bride!
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was one of the ones I had to cut.
You cut Princess Bride, how dare you?
That's what I'm thinking. Ugh.
Well, that was my number one.
Well, you didn't have to say it. We're allowed to repeat.
He
Well-
wanted to.
Okay.
I wanted to say it.
I guess stay tuned for more Princess Bride discussion. I'll make this quick then. Rock! Boom. I didn't have to miss. I believe you.
Yeah.
I love that line. Because it didn't matter if you actually believed him or not. The fact is the dude just threw a rock at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, for me,
Yep.
Disney's Lion King.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Ah, Sahanya. Everybody knows this song, sort of.
We're getting a CGI remake of it.
And you know, as soon as the movie starts, when people are seeing it live in theaters,
I'll be right back.
they are going to just, everyone, the entire audience is just going to break out. Ah,
Oh,
yeah. He's attending to his babies.
And I will attend to the bathroom.
Okay.